Alright, so one that I've smashed and put the eye spots in, a 1/2 ounce. Heat it up with the torch. My magnet's on my bench right now, so it kind of moves around a little bit. So I'm going to heat this up. Dip it in my Stardust. It's pretty warm. So I'm going to give this pin a twist. Pull it out, so it's kind of stringy around it. Let that cool down and that'll chip right off. So I got a little touch up to do. I'm just going to use this hook to poke the eye out just a little bit. I'm going to leave some of that paint on the eye because it doesn't need to be, on this one it doesn't need to be super clean. I don't mind the paint on them if the hook eye is recessed into the head a little bit. So I'm going to heat this up a little bit. I'm missing a little paint around where the fiber weed guard goes. Now this is lead, kind of hard lead. So it starts to get a little bubbly. We gotta let it smooth out. If you get it too close to the flame, it'll blend the paint. The black and the white will get blended. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of this powder, dump it right where that spot was missing some paint. Now that it's tacky, and this stuff's like rubber, this Stardust. Careful not to put your fingers in the flame. See, I kind of got a little too hot around there. It kind of blended around where that fiber weed guard goes. But I have a hole through hook eye. My kids are screaming at my wife. So we're gonna let that cool down. I'm gonna hang it up on a rack and let it cool. While that's cooling down, this is aluminum, it's already cooled. Just scrape that pin off. Most of that's just powder yet. Just go right back in. Alright. I'm actually going to take I'm going to put some eyes on it right now. So we're actually going to heat it back up a little bit. And we're going to stick these eyes in it. So I'm going to get the one side a little warm. So you got it warmed up. Stick him in there while it's still hot. Get my other eye ready. Heat up the other side a little bit. Careful not to get this stuff on your fingers. Center it. Smush it in there real good. There you have it. I'm not going to set it on my hand because it is crazy hot. But that's how you do a 1/2 ounce stand-up football head with Stardust and 3D eyes. This is the original before flattening it. To put the eyes in there. Okay. And now I'm going to show you how I flattened it to make those spots. I'm going to let that set up there and cool down. I'm going to take a vise. This is a smooth jaw vise for a mill. If you don't have a smooth jaw, you can get some chunks of scrap aluminum or whatever. Just set them in there. Even steel will work just fine. Obviously this vise is the steel jaw. So you're going to put your pin back in. They always seem a little loose, which is alright because it makes it easier to get the fiber weed guard back in there. And then you just clamp it in there. I'm going to hold the weed guard and the hook upright. And I'm not frickin' on my... Damn it. I forgot to move the camera down, guys. So, put it in the vise. And flatten it until it's big enough spots on the hook eye. And keep it centered. It's kind of a difficult task. So my eyes are kind of crooked now that I reclamped. So I'm going to push back here a little bit. The football heads are a little harder to do. Okay, put pressure on it. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And then carefully pull your weed guard back out, or the pin back out for your fiber weed guard. And there you have it. So you can do that. Sorry about the camera angle mess up again. Getting pretty good at that. Should just get multiple cameras. So you can do that with all kinds of jigs. You know, all kinds of options. And people would say, well, why don't you just get, you know, the mold that has hook eyes, or the eye spots for 3D eyes. You know, I don't know of one that has a football head with eyes. So there you go. So you got more options, and you just smash it until your whatever eye you want to use fits that pocket, or that flat spot. So that's without a round head, without the collar, football head. Got this one with a little bait keeper on it. Go with a bigger eye on this one. Really smash her good. So you could get a pill head mold and have that, but can't get that in the pill head. That's out of my custom mold that I modified. The round head, no collar. That's out of a production one. There you go, another one. So just a few options. There's a lot of other stuff out there too. It has a bait keeper. This one I modified in my previous video. if it has a bait keeper. Sometimes they'll spread away. I'll show you. So if I just smash this, sometimes the bait keeper will move. So just keep an eye on it. So it's starting to slide a little bit, but so that bait keeper's a little loose now. But a lot of times when you put paint on them too, that'll help. And that bait keeper's not going to come out of there. It's just not tight up against the hook shank anymore. There you go. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and check out my other videos.